Ooh, hello, good morning. There's a little red dot on my screen now. I don't know what it means. Anyway, bullseye. Chiron has left Pisces, and it's now in Aries. And I interpret this as we are now finally arriving at the beginning, at the epicenter. You know, it's like coming full circle. That is what this is. Full circle. It's all about the nature of evil. It's all about self-hate. It's about identity. It's about who we are, what we are, why we're here, what this is. So it's about identity, and it's about the belief that we do not actually have the right to exist at all. The belief that we are nothing, that we are utterly, utterly worthless, utterly worthless. And this belief of I am utterly worthless and I do not have the right to exist at all is so intense, and it's been broodingly pervading the whole of reality. This is what was born, what came into being when the fall happens. And I'll talk about that in another video. I mean, I have my ideas about that, the fall, as it's called. Whether that's true or not is entirely another story, but you know, isn't that all we're dealing with here anyway? Stories, right? Is any of this real, or is it just a quest? You know, like a computer game. Right. So how do you think a person behaves, thinks, feels, sees other people, sees nature, when in their subconscious, in the proverbial cellar or basement of their being, is this monstrosity of black, putrid self-hatred that says you're so fucking worthless, you do not deserve to exist at all. And think about that for a moment. You know, imagine that basement, that torture chamber. The screams, the wailing, the gnashing of teeth. You are so fucking worthless. You don't deserve to exist. Period. Now, then, watch the news, read the papers, go outside, go to the shopping centres, walk down the motorways and have a good look around you. What do you see playing out? And there we have it. That is evil. Evil began not with fear. No. It began with self-hate. It began with the belief that we are so shit and so worthless and so disgusting and dirty that we do not deserve to exist at all. And from that poisonous, putrid soil sprang the evil tree called fear. Because if you believe that, if that pervades your psyche from a place deep within you, and it's so clever because evil hides itself. It eludes being captured. It eludes the probing of the mind, trying to understand why the world is the way it is, why these bad things keep happening to me. You see, it's very elusive, it's very clever. And it hides in the subconscious, and so most people don't know it's there. And you can stop someone and say, did you know that deep down within your psyche there is a belief, almost like a creature, that believes, that tells you that you're so worthless you don't deserve to exist. People say, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, and they would get very reactive and very angry. Because of course that is what everybody and everything is busy pretending is not there. You know, that is the black putrid elephant at the epicenter of your basement living room, as it were. It's the fracturing of the psyche, and that is what it is. And from that, like I said, the evil tree, you know, the rotten fruit, the poisoned fruit, fear. I'm not safe. Nothing will ever work out for me. People are shit. People are bad. Because the idea is, oh, well, I'm utterly worthless and I don't deserve to exist. So other people and nature and animals are utterly worthless and they don't deserve to exist either. So I may as well chuck my trash out of the car. You know, all around us in this reality, which we manifest, which we generate, our pineal gland is the generator of our reality. Like in a cinema, the projector. You see, now we manifest all these outward symptoms, as it were, mirroring back to us what lies there that we need to see, acknowledge and heal in order to achieve reset. So, you know, you get the most horrific stuff happening in this world. The torture of innocent children in snuff films. You know, children disappear all the time. The serial killers, I mean, the torture of animals in abattoirs or just by vivisection laboratories, the abuses and corruption of governments, of authority, of blatant oppression, you know, by the patriarchy, by the corruption, you know, you know it as well as I do. I don't need to reiterate at all. Yeah. And the only energy that has kept this show on the road is love, because without that, I mean, it would literally implode. We would have the Big Bang, but in reverse. There would be nothing. Because, of course, love has always been there. Love has always been there. We went on a journey. We went on a journey into darkness in order to find the light again. And love has always been there. The kingdom of love, the world of love, the paradise of love, the Garden of Eden is within us and all around us and always has been. But because our consciousness was infected, you know, we started to believe that we are just not worthy of love, not worthy of being infinite creator beings, of being powerful, of being beautiful, of being radiant, of being connected to everything, of belonging, of being whole, of being in communion with ourselves, with each other, and to live in a world which is literally so beautiful and radiant that words cannot describe it. And indeed, we probably wouldn't use words anymore, because words are only of this realm, they're only of this world. And they're so stunted. There are so many, for example, there are so many nuances and emotions that escape words. There are no words for these things, you know. So we've reached this point now, the point of no. Well, beyond that there is nothing. Beyond that there is nothing. So we have hit rock bottom with that. The crises, the healing crisis, you know, the healing crisis. And for that we have to face it, and we're in it right now, many of us are. One way or another, we experience it differently. We are individuals. But we are at that point now of facing that, the deepest, the darkest, the you do not have the right to exist. And that belief makes us so twisted inside that we are afraid to speak our truth, because what will people say and how will people react, and or, you know, herd mentality. I better go along with everybody else because otherwise I'm not safe, and I must belong, I must be safe, I must get my validation from other people. Or addictions, drug abuse, self-harm, suicide, depression is self-hate. Fear, terrible, heart-pumping, adrenaline racing fear. Hatred of other people, judgment, condemnation of other people. The mistreatment of nature, of animals. All of it. How we allow ourselves to be duped by imposed authority, which hates itself and therefore hates us. Useless eaters, the Tavistock Institute, mind control, the Illuminati, all of it is an external manifestation of the internal belief that we are so disgusting and worthless. We deserve to be abused, we deserve to be punished, we deserve to suffer, we deserve to be manipulated and gaslighted. All of this came about after the fall. And the reset is the rise back up. You see, because when you've been in hell and you've faced the biggest, baddest of all the demons, you've come face to face with the devil himself, or itself, or herself for that matter. And you've wrestled with the devil, and you've realized that the devil is you. The devil was you all along, and you've kept yourself imprisoned all along in that torture chamber. You were doing it to yourself all along. No, it wasn't so much psychic attack, and it wasn't so much they're doing it to us, we're victims. We were really just doing it to ourselves all along, and that may just be a truth that some people are not ready to accept. They still want to keep playing that blame game and that conflict game and that war game. But this is the truth, people. We keep ourselves imprisoned. And the healing comes when we start to allow ourselves to rise out of that, when we start to love ourselves, which is a conscious choice. It has to be a conscious choice to no longer believe that story of worthlessness, to know that, hey, I am worthy because I'm capable of feeling love, I'm capable of being creative. And that's even just in the mundane, in the simplest forms. That can grow stronger and more radiant within us, because people, we ain't seen nothing yet. All we've known is this dark, stunted realm, which is all fueled by that inner, that minotaur in the maze. That is all we've known. So I guess we'll have to battle it out for a bit, and keep making that choice between self-hate or self-love. There is no contest really, because you can choose to stay in the self-hate paradigm, and you're going to get what you've always gotten. Misery, suffering, the gnashing of teeth, hate, rage, fear, 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 failure, disease, war, conflict, etc. With your back against the wall. Or love, which can be learned. We can learn to utilize this, understand it more deeply, and see it happen. The magic, the miracle of love. Because you see, miracles are very real. They happen even in this realm. Oh yes. Many years ago, I knew a guy who, when he was a teenager, tried to commit suicide by jumping in front of a train. Now, the train was coming right there. It was, it was right there. And he jumped. And he should have been dead. Only he found himself standing about 2 meters away on the other side of the train. Standing. Perfectly safe and perfectly well. No idea how he got there. See, so miracles happen. When I was 14, I'd injected myself with some heroin, which was bad. It wasn't good, there was something in it. And I should have died, but I didn't. Something happened, something intervened, and I am alive today. In fact, I've been in quite a few very scary situations in my youth. And I really should not be sitting here talking to you at all, but I am. I've time and time again have I seen that there is a guiding light, that there is meaning, and that this is all going somewhere, and that this is not real as such. It feels real, of course it would, otherwise it wouldn't be much of a quest, but it is a quest. To be a powerful creator being is a wonderful thing, but it's so much more, it gains so much more meaning and profundity if one goes for a while into a state of powerlessness, if for a while one forgets who one is and believes oneself to be utterly powerless and utterly worthless, and beset by evil, threatened, unsafe, defenseless, and then to start to awaken. That is why we are in the awakening and have been for years, obviously. And it's now getting the point. It's we are nearly there. We're nearly there. We are arriving. That is what Chiron in Aries is all about. Pisces was the end, Aries is the beginning. And love is what it's all about. The magic, the power of love. That is the choice, that is the crossroads, and that is the choice that we are faced with now. Now, I say it's no contest, obviously, but it's never as simple as that. Because evil is very, very clever and manipulative, and we're used to being manipulated by it, and it will tell you that you're delusional if you think about miracles and you think about being powerful and manifesting reset. It will tell you, oh, that's crazy, no, that's not real. Well, especially if you're feeling very depressed at the moment and very heavy and very anxious. I am feeling quite shitty. That dark voice, you know, all of that going on. But you know, people, stand your ground. Stand your ground. Be valiant. We are warriors of the light. We can do this. Now is our finest hour. Taken at the flood. It is. Now is our finest hour. Choose love. Self-talk is always a good one as well. Be there for yourself and self-talk. Be like your own best friend, your own mother, and help yourself through this. And it will all work out. We will not fail. This is our finest hour. Bye bye, babies.